This video is about high hinge point prevention. What does that even mean? Well, our spine has its natural curved shape, a kind of gentle S shape. During pregnancy, it changes to accommodate the growth of a baby. But with those changes are going to come other changes that we wouldn't maybe necessarily expect. And it can impact how our breathing pattern works. So at all times, we really want that 360 breathing pattern. We want that kind of diaphragm working alongside your intercostal muscles, alongside your pelvic floor. And if that hinge point changes due to us changing size, how the diaphragm functions is going to change, and how the pelvic floor is going to change, which then is going to impact all your stabilizer muscles around the hips as well. So this exercise is really, really helpful to really work that 360 breathing pattern during pregnancy, really helps with breathing during birth, and also for recovery. So it's kind of a really big bang for your buck kind of exercise. So we want to make sure that as that spine changes shape, if that high hinge point occurs, one of your hip flexor muscles is actually attached to the spine. So if our spine is changing shape, one of your hip flexor muscles, which is your psoas, is actually going to start doing the work of stabilizing the spine, which isn't ultimately what we want. We want the abdominal muscles to be able to stabilize the spine, and the psoas muscle to just do its job of flexing the hip. So what we're going to do is try and get that spine in a neutral position, supported position, and get the abdominals to do the work to help support the spine, because ultimately that's what we want to happen. Okay, so we're going to get on all fours for this one. It's really helpful if you have a mirror for this, so you can kind of see what you're feeling. Some people can kind of feel it out a little bit better than others, so use a mirror, use those tools to help you. So what we're going to do is kind of find that neutral spine. I don't like to sit too heavy on the word neutral, because neutral is different for everybody, but what we just want to make sure is that there's no really major dipping. You can see under that my strap here, so we want to just pull that up a little bit. If you have someone at home that could place their hand there, it's really nice to have that touch just to kind of push gently into it. And I also want to make sure that I'm not tucking the pelvis and gripping my glutes, but that's sitting somewhat in the middle. Okay, so my glutes are not gripping, my hips are not gripping either. From that position, I'm going to try and hold that spinal position, and I'm going to inhale through my nose, belly drops, and you can use your hand here to kind of fill the belly. Or if you have someone at home, that you can kind of drop your belly into their hand, not pushing, not applying pressure, but just letting yourself inhale and fill the space. And you're going to exhale and lift. But you can see there is no shift in movement in my back. So this could occur, which means that we're still not using the abdominals to help stabilize the spine, right? So we really want to make sure that we use those abs to help stabilize the spine. So we set the spine here, we inhale, fill the belly up, exhale, and use those TVA muscles to lift without contracting the muscles to the back, without gripping the glutes, and without gripping those hip flexors right here. Last one, inhale, exhale, there we go. Any questions? Don't hesitate to ask.